In the next few minutes, I will show you how you can build n8n workflows with just plain English using AI assistants like Claude. And to make things even easier for you, I prepared this free guide where you have all the prompts and all the steps I will be doing in this video tutorial, which you can grab in the link in the description below, totally for free. Let's start. Alright, so first of all, I want to start with the setup, and keep in mind that once you do it, all you have to do is basically use it. So the setup is only one-time effort from you. So click the link from the doc in the video and you have to download Claude Code using this command. So you just copy it to your terminal and run this command. This is first step that you need to do. Second of all, you need to download Cursor. While this is not mandatory for you, it's gonna make things easier and it's gonna have this friendly interface. So if you've never coded before or doing any of this stuff, this friendly tool that will just make you see your files, it is gonna be easier just for you. So trust me, install this, it's gonna be helpful. And of course, for this, we're gonna use n8n. So you can either go with the version on the cloud, so you can just sign up here for the n8n, or you can self-host it to save your money. I'm gonna self-host it in this video, and I will even show you how you can self-host it, so the entire n8n setup will be shown right now. So first of all, you have to go to Railway, and Railway is a service that enables you quickly to host these services, and we'll use it to host our n8n instance. For that, you have to set up an account here, and as you can see, I already have one. So just sign up, go to dashboard and click new. So just go to template and type n8n. And here you've got the n8n with workers. As you can see, this number, just click it and deploy to new project. Nothing, you change nothing here and click deploy. Now n8n will be self-hosted during Railway, and this is everything you had to do to self-host n8n. So now just give it a second to spin it up and you have your n8n instance ready. That's all. Pretty easy, right? Alright, so after a few seconds, it's online. As you can see, it's online, everything is green, so everything went perfectly. And now you can be a little bit afraid because there's like this 4 weird things here. So what you want to do is click here and you have this link. So you just click it and here is your n8n instance. Here you need to set up your account. So let's go through it quickly. So here you just set up your account. Alright, so here is your n8n instance. So now that you can see, you can have workflows here and create them like in any normal n8n instance, right? So n8n setup is ready. Alright, so now that we have our n8n setup ready, let's go back to our doc. So this is already done. And as you can see, we have this link here. After clicking, you can see this big purple button, deploy now. Just click it and this is the n8n MCP server. This will allow us to manipulate our n8n instance to create the workflows using plain English from any AI assistant. So let's deploy it to our project. We just choose the name. So if you go here, you can see this is the name of our project. We can always rename it. So just to show you, we can just go settings and name it n8n video, go update. And then if I refresh this page, we have the n8n video, okay? So we don't need to configure here or anything. We just go review and deploy. And right now we have ready to deploy. We deploy the template. Let's give it a few more seconds to set this up and we'll move to the next step. Okay, so we'll need to set one more variable. So if you go to your n8n instance and click on this link, everything that is between this slash here and between this slash here is your URL that you need to copy. So just mark it, copy paste. So anything after this slash and before the next one. Go back here to your instance, click new variable, n8n API URL, and we copy the value here. Then we also need to add one, which is n8n mode, and we set it to true. This is small letters, not capital ones, and just go add and deploy. It means that it will be working and you can connect with it directly from your AI assistant. Let's move to the next step. Alright, so remember when I told you to download Claude Code? It's because we are gonna use it to interact with our n8n. If you don't know what Claude Code is, it's really powerful AI assistant running locally on your computer. And this is really amazing to do a lot of stuff, but I'm not gonna elaborate on this much in this video. Just go to your folder to interact with n8n MCP, and my strong advice here is to use scoped folders. What this means is if I want to MCP, I'm just gonna do it in one folder. In order for Claude Code to have access to just this folder and not all of the files on your computer, because you don't want to do this and you want to keep it clean basically, right? So I created a new folder here. I'm gonna just click it. So I'm gonna right click it and say a new terminal at folder. This will open the terminal for me, and I'm just gonna go code space dot. Now what happened is that we just got our cursor opened, and this is the tool that I also told you to install at the beginning. So alright, so let me just here create a file. So this button is creating new file, and I'm gonna take the command here just to show you how it works. So notice that this command we'll be using to set up Claude Code, but we need to set two things here. So remember when we were setting the variables, let's go back there, because as you can see, it's n8n API URL. So something that we already did, if you remember. If we go here, we can see the URL. So we just copy it. And by the way, I can just see that I made a mistake, which I'm gonna correct now, because I lied to you. It can't be between this, it needs to have this before. So once again, if you go to the URL, if you've been seeing what I'm doing, you need to basically copy the entire thing before the settings. So sorry guys, I totally lied to you. You need to copy the entire HTTPS URL. And for that, I'm just gonna click this and deploy. So let's fix this first. And now if we go back here to our URL, we just copy paste it again. And then we have the n8n API key. So we already also set this, if you remember, it's this key. So you just click here to copy, go back to your cursor, and let's remove this random key and copy paste this. Amazing. So you don't need to create this file, by the way. I just created it for you to show you how to do it. But essentially, you'll have this in this document that I prepared for you. So don't worry about creating this file at all. Okay, so now we're setting Claude Code, right? So we're just gonna copy paste this comment and copy paste it here. And as you can see, we have file modified users, Claude, project, blah, blah, blah. So essentially, it means, all right, we just added the MCP, but let's check it. Remember when I told you that we need to install Claude? So right now, if I type Claude here in terminal, it opens my AI assistant winter version here, and we've got our AI assistants ready here. So if we go /MCP, we can see that we have our n8n MCP connected. Amazing. It means that it's working. If we click enter, to reconnect, basically everything is working. So we're happy with this. n8n MCP is set up. Congratulations, guys. Let's move to the next step. Right now, what we want to do is install the plugin, because what we already have now, we have the MCP connected between Claude and our n8n instance. So we can already do some stuff, but let's think about it. n8n is quite a complex tool if you think about it. If you've been learning this, there's a learning curve, right? You have to learn what nodes are, how this all things work together. And for that, we will now train Claude so it understands the syntax. So it understands what we want to do. So when we describe, hey, I want this workflow built, it will understand what nodes are and how to connect all of them. For that, we'll add skills to the Claude. So think about it like training a GPT. We're gonna now train Claude in a way to understand our n8n syntax. So let's go plugin, marketplace, add, and just go with this one, okay? Right now, we can see that it's been successfully added. So we have the marketplace, and now we run just plugin, open this one. We're gonna go to marketplaces. And as you can see right now, this is the default one, and this is the marketplace, MCP, n8n MCP skills, the one that we're interested in. Let's go enter, and let's go to browse plugins, n8n MCP, and let's go install and choose install for you in this repo only. What does it mean? It's gonna be that only Claude in this repository, in this folder, is gonna have access to the skills. I want to do this because I want to keep my project clean. I do a lot of stuff. That's why I want to keep this clean and just go with for this repo only. But whatever install will work, okay? Alright, so I think this works. Now let's go to plugins. Let's go to click tab to install. And as you can see, we've got it ready. It's enabled and it's amazing. We can just see if there are any updates. No updates. So, and now you can see that we have the skills and everything is perfectly enabled, installed. So we're happy. Another step completed. Congratulations, guys. If you're still here, appreciate you. Let's move to the next point. And guys, from now on, it's gonna be just easier because we're about to build the workflow finally. Okay. So let's now remove this file as this is not something that we'll not be using anymore. And as you can see, this Claude file, you don't have to do anything with it. It's just auto-created when we added the skills, okay? So right now, what I want you to do instead is create a new file and name it claude.md. What this will do, you just want to copy the exact prompt I included in the documentation because it sets rules for our Claude assistant on how to build this n8n workflows. So it gives even more context and more constraints how to build it properly. For this workflow, I just want to ask Claude to fetch some YouTube video and explain it to me. And what I want to do is just give it YouTube video and it should be able to explain me what is basically in the video and what is this about, and I can just ask questions about the video. So I can directly, when I'm using Claude chat or whatever, I can just ask about videos. And let's see if it actually works. So right now I prepared second prompt for you, which I just want you to copy paste. And what this is doing basically, this prompt is basically for Claude to have an interview with us of what we want to build. So it's just gonna treat you as a friend. Like this is your engineer and you're just explaining to your engineer what you want to build. Okay, treat it just like this. So you get this. I see you've loaded a workflow design methodology, blah, blah, and n8n, blah, 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 blah. What do you want to automate? I want to automate so that whenever I want to learn something from YouTube, I will give a YouTube link and it will fetch the transcript. Now it's just engaging in the chat, honestly. Well, I just want to learn about topics faster, okay? Or maybe I just over-engineered the prompt because it's literally asking me existential questions right now. Let's get the transcript summarized. So the flow would be, I submit the transcript, it uses, and now I know what node I want to use. I'm gonna use superdata. I will explain you in a second if you don't know this node. Superdata to fetch the transcript. It uses OpenAI to summarize it. With prompt 4, it outputs the summarized video. A few more questions. Trigger, output, and AI behavior. Okay, trigger. How do you want to submit the link? A form you fill out, a webhook you hit, just click execute manually. So the way I will use it is using Claude Assistant via MCP. So it can be a form trigger. It should work. The output, honestly, don't send it anywhere. Just end it after the summarization so the Claude can see the output. 3. What should the summary include exactly? Bullet points, paragraph format. The summary should be done using Pareto principle. If you don't know what Pareto principle is, basically like the 20% of what we consume is value, 80% is basically fluff to extract key information, but be super detailed. For example, I mentioned a node here that we'll be using, and still, like, if you're using n8n or if you're using just plain English, you still need to know some basic technical knowledge, right? And if you think like, oh, tech is scary and I just can't do this, like tech is not me, like we're in 21st century and we're just gonna move, like the tech is just gonna get more advanced. So right now it's gonna execute some MCP tools, and as you can see, it's just inspecting how the nodes are working, so we don't have to explain everything. Okay, so right now Claude just outputted the entire prompt to build the YouTube transcript. So you have the purpose, the workflow overview, you have the node types, form field configuration. To be honest, you have everything here. Fetch transcript, summarize with AI. We've got everything. And honestly, we got the credentials you have to set up. So everything is explained for you here. And let's see, it tells ready to build. I am ready. Let's get it started. So you can obviously configure it and see if it works. I'm too lazy for that, so I will just tell it to build it and we'll see where it takes us. Okay, and it added the workflow. All right, done. Workflow created. Status is inactive because we need to add our credentials, and this is exactly what we're gonna do right now. And as you can see, it created the workflow. So it's here, updated 1 minute ago. Amazing stuff. Let's open it and see if it works. So first of all, let's inspect it. Get transcript URL. So what you have to do always is to add your credentials. So for example, here for Superdata, we just need to create new credential, and you just need to go to the API key, and let's go to your API key. So let's go to your Superdata where you have to create an account. It's totally free, by the way. Go to dashboard, manage API keys, create API key, and let's say YouTube video. Let's go create. Copy the value, go back here and copy paste it here. You can name it Superdata, connection, save, and it works so perfectly. Nothing else to do here. And then you also need to, we are using OpenAI to summarize it. So same thing here, go to OpenAI dashboard. If you don't have the account, you have to create it, create new, and let's say n8n API key, create new secret key, copy paste it, done. Go back to your workflow, select credential, new credential, API key. You don't have to change anything here. Let's just name it OpenAI n8n, save, and it's working. Amazing. All right, guys. So right now, let's just publish the workflow and see if it's working. We go to publish, whatever, go to publish. Okay. This seems to be working. Now we have this n8n enable MCP access. So let's do this. Enable MCP. So then we just click this button to add the description, and we go use this workflow to get YouTube videos, transcripts, summary, and that's all. And we save it. So this description AI, our AI assistants will be able to see this description, so it knows when to actually execute this workflow. All right, so let's see. I'm just gonna pass the URL and say something along those lines. Please use n8n MCP server to I have in my n8n the workflow that is designed to fetch YouTube transcripts and present the results of this video URL that I just passed to you in a books I want to learn video essentially. And let's see if it works, the ultimate test. So it's gonna list the workflows. All right, it's gonna test the workflow. It's gonna inspect the workflow to know how to use it basically. All right, it works. I found your YouTube transcript workflow, and it's basically explained our entire video. So all the points made in the video are explained here, and you can just basically ask follow-up questions about the video, like, hey, and how did this work, right, etc., etc. So the point is that it was super simple example. It's still not perfect, to be honest. I faced some difficulties when I was setting this up. So it's still a long way to go, but all is becoming more agentic and agentic. So the takeaway from this video is to learn fundamentals. You still need to understand how these things work, and you can do amazing stuff now with agents and with Claude Code, which is really powerful. So go and grab your doc to basically follow along, as this is quite a bit of steps of setup, but once it's done, now you can go and use the setup to build any workflow you'd like.